What's up, everybody? I hope y'all are doing well. My name's Anthony. You are watching Palmetto Prepared. Now today we're going to do a video that has been actually highly requested. One of those things where people really liked my bread making video, I guess, and they really wanted me to do a yeast pizza dough. So if you remember a few months ago, I did a prepper pizza where I basically made pizza using stuff that's only in my long-term food storage. I'll post a video down in the description of that video just in case you want to go back and look at it. But a lot of people like pizza that is with yeast, and I do too. I mean, that's what I primarily make mine with. But for that video, I wanted to try to bring it back for the sake of simplicity. However, on your everyday thing, I like to do a lot of everyday cooking. I like to cook at home because I don't like to buy pre-made stuff, and I don't like to go to eat fast food. And your pre-made doughs, the ones that are in the plastic containers like this big, are, who knows what kind of fillers. And the ones at the fast food places are so greasy and nasty, and you really question if that's even real food half the time, because there's no way they can keep the same price point when everything else has gone up in inflation, yet they're the same price. So obviously they're cutting in some weird stuff, and that's why you feel like absolute crap when you eat that stuff. So I want to give you all a healthier option and show you how easy it is to actually make a yeast pizza dough at home with like 6 ingredients. So let's get to it. All right, this is basically going to be what you're going to need. You're going to need 500 grams of all-purpose flour. The reason why I'm using all-purpose flour, not bread flour, is because it's got a little less protein, so it's going to be a little bit less bready and a little bit more chewy kind of thing. So I like to use all-purpose flour for this. Now 500 grams. You're also going to want to do, like last time, 10 grams of salt. Boom. 10 grams of normal salt. And a yeast packet. Now you don't need to worry about stirring any of this stuff up. You just got to put it in there. It'll get together whenever you need it. Now in here I got a whole bunch of dried herbs from my garden. I put basil, oregano, and thyme. Basically that's all that is. So I like to have it because there's a little bit of texture inside the dough. And the last and final thing that you're going to want to throw in there is going to be your water and your oil mixture. Now I like to use 290 grams of water and 40 grams of a high quality extra virgin olive oil. So let's go ahead, take that off the scale. I've already put it together, so no big deal. And all I do is just pour it in. That's the basis. And remember, the reason why I know all this stuff and I remember this stuff is because I wrote it down in my baker's journal. So having a baker's journal is totally going to pay off. So now that you got it all mixed together, you're going to do just like when we were making bread, when we were making white bread. I'm not going to show you how to knead because that's what we did in the other video. So if you want to know how to knead, I'll post that one down in the description below. That way you can see how to do it. So all you do is mix this together, and you got to wait about, I don't know, you're going to knead for about 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, now this is after kneading. You notice how smooth it is. It's really not sticky. And obviously this is after its little rest period. But nice and smooth. You want to make it, obviously you want to let it rest about 2 minutes after you get done working it. That way it becomes nice and relaxed. Now this dough right here will make one giant pizza, but I like to split it up into two. That way it fits A, on my pizza peel, and B, in my cast iron pizza pan. So I like to just take my scraper and cut it in half. So that way I have two different pizzas. And it doesn't matter, which one's obviously bigger, which one's not. But now that you split them up, you're going to want to shape them into a little bit smaller balls. And you're going to want to put these in a container. Now I have the original container. I'm just going to leave just like this for one. Okay? I'm going to put that and cover it. I'm going to put this one off camera. I'll put this in another container. You're going to leave that there rising for about an hour and a half to 2 hours until it basically doubles in size, maybe gets a little bit bigger, and I'll show you what happens after that. An hour and a half, we're looking at that. Now I know you're thinking this thing's going to make an entire pizza, and yes it is. So you're just going to loosen it up from the bowl with your scraper, because that's what cool kids do. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to dust my surface with some flour, and I'm going to scrape up my dough. All right. There's my dough. We got a floured surface. We're going to put the other side on there too. That way we're not sticky anywhere. Cool? And this is where you're going to start shaping your pizza. So basically what I like to do, I don't want to deflate it all the way. Because when you deflate it, you're taking out all that work that you just did. So I press in the middle and I get the crust formed. Cool? See where we're kind of at now? Crust is formed. We're basically letting the dough's weight make the pie. It's amazing how that works, right? Just keep doing this, letting the weight of the dough do all the work for you. When you get to your desired size, boom, there's your pizza. Is that easy or what? I'm at where I kind of want to be size-wise. I got a new pizza peel. I got this from like TJ Maxx for like 12 bucks. And I want to give it a shot, but obviously if you're going to use any kind of pizza peel, you want to make sure that you sprinkle just a little bit of cornmeal down. So that's what I'm doing. Now, take your pie. Congratulations. You can stretch it out a little bit more if you'd like. I'm going to go a little bit bigger. Alright, there you go. That's how you make a pizza crust. Alright, there you have it. I'm not going to sit here and insult your intelligence. You know how to build a pizza. You know what worked for you. My wife, this is going to be one for her, the one that I'm going to make. So I'm going to make it the way she likes it. Light sauce, a little bit of, decent sized amount of cheese and pepperoni. That's all she really eats on a pizza. Mine is going to be low with a lot more. But there's really no sense in showing you how to make a pizza when I've already showed you how to make a dough. Now this dough, obviously with any kind of pizza, you're going to want to cook it at a high temperature. So either as high as your oven's going to go, or I'm going to put mine out on the grill. For some reason I've actually liked doing that recently, where I just make a whole bunch of charcoal, put my cast iron right on top, let it heat up, usually gets to about 600 degrees, and boom, she's done it in about 10 minutes. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'll post some pictures in the end part right after this so you can show me building the pizza and the end result. That way you can see, hey, if you really want to try this out. But this is one of those things where I've got a lot of requests, and I hope I was able to fulfill what y'all are looking for. If I did, please give me that thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I will catch y'all later, okay? Bye. And one thing I wanted to add when you're making a good pizza, you want to pick low moisture whole milk. Don't do that part skim milk crap. The real way to do it, and luckily my local grocery store has their store-bought brand that does this, but low moisture, whole milk. Part skim, whole milk, yeah.